In our first video, we built a workspace containing widgets showing the web hits from different countries and the average response times. Then, we added a column that used conditional formatting to highlight cases when the response time exceeded a set threshold. The threshold was a fixed value defined in the widget's link query. In this video, we'll use other Activeboards features, inputs, in order to achieve the same interactivity but without having to edit the widget's query. First, we'll use an input resource. We drag it to the workspace and give it the display name Average. It's important to note that the input's internal name continues to be input 0. Now, we edit the table widget's link query and replace the fixed threshold value with the internal reference of the new input. The $sign is an indicator that tells Activeboards that what follows is a reference and not a literal value. The table column appears in red since we haven't yet entered any value in the input. As soon as we do, the conditional formatting updates to reflect the threshold value we entered. This is just one simple example of how an input brings real interactivity to your Activeboard. It lets us tune and tweak a widget in real time by simply entering a single value. But we can also create an input that lets us select from a set of values. In this case, we use select. Let's say we want to be able to segment our table widget by number of hits per country, based on a range we define using fixed sets of values. The range we select will be used to filter the widget's contents. We drag a select input to our Activeboard and give it the display name min. We edit the data source and enter a series of fixed values that will define a range's minimum. The fixed values are entered within brackets and the list is comma separated. We repeat this to create a second select called max, and we edit the data source to enter the series of values that we'll use to define a range's maximum value. We'll make the last one especially high to be sure no country is left out. Now, to link the new select objects to the widget, we edit the widget's query and add a new where clause with two conditions: that the number of visits is greater than or equal to the value of the select 0 input, and the number of visits is less than or equal to the value of the select 1 input. Now we can use the new select inputs to define a range of values that will filter the contents of the table widget in real time. Naturally, in this example, you need to be sure you are choosing values that define a valid range. Thank you for watching this Devo video, and be sure to check out the rest of our exciting videos.